All right, welcome back, everyone. I think we missed last week, but we're back at it again with exciting new topics. And if you haven't guessed it, it's Final Fantasy and another Secret Lair topic yet again. I think if you look back in our last couple of weeks, I think the only thing we've ever talked about for like the last month has been Final Fantasies and Secret Lairs. So to keep that tradition live, and here we have again Final Fantasy and Secret Lairs one more time, and it will not be the last. So we got Jared Jenkins here, Aspen, Colorado,
Never been.
and never been, but wearing the shirt,
Yeah, Target.
and then Roger.
Yo.
All right, so we're gonna talk about, well, like I said, Final Fantasy. So we're gonna talk about first of all, the Secret Lair, the Final Fantasy Secret Lair. So this combines both of our favorite topics, Final Fantasy and Secret Lairs together. What happened? That was last Monday. By the way, that new Secret Lair is out right now, but it's gonna be on the market for like it's printed demand, so it's gonna be available for like the next 3.5 weeks or something like that. And
Which one?
then
Oh, the
the
Latinx American history.
yeah,
That one. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that one, the Sylvan Library.
Gotcha.
So, yep, that's what's going on. All right, so and then we're gonna talk about some Final Fantasy, like what's going on with the prices of the singles cards as well as the sealed products, how the tournament meta is shaking up due to the new cards, and how that is affecting certain singles card values. So first let's.
Can
Oh yeah,
I open with something?
yeah.
Yeah, which I didn't play. Me and Eugene both did a pre-release, and you played against Vivi. And everybody's known about Vivi and what he's gonna do to all formats. But it wasn't until I was playing a brawl against him just recently that I didn't realize that his mana ability wasn't. I thought it was instant and sorcery limited. Like I thought you could only use it on instants and sorceries, but you can't, and that's a scary card.
Wait,
There
it's
we go.
yeah. So it like he gets the +1 on any non-creature spell, right?
He gets like yeah,
And then you can use
and
that mana for anything you want, right?
anything you want.
And is it a combination of blue or red, or is it like all red, all
any
blue?
any combination you want. Any you just
Yeah,
choose the number. Yeah, and one activation a turn, but it's basically a haste ability because he doesn't have to tap.
right. And then if you
Yeah.
pump him with like
Hmm.
any pump spell or
Yep.
a
Yep.
equipment
And I've
or an
seen that done
aura,
already.
it just grows.
or if you flicker him, then he comes back in and you can use it again.
Yeah, but then he'll lose all of his counters, though,
True.
right?
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. Well, anyway, great card, and of course, it's worth a buttload of money. All right. So first, real quick, Secret Lair. Did either of you get a chance to wait in the long line for the wonderful Secret Lair last week?
I know Tim did.
He did,
I
yeah.
did. I
Did you get in line, Jared?
got in line. I
Did,
was in line until like between 1 and 3 o'clock.
did you buy
I
anything?
got I got in line at like 9:30. No, by the time I finished, every Final Fantasy thing was gone.
Yeah.
I was only able to get in line at that point of the day, and yeah, and then there was all the like the website crashed and everything for a long time,
Yep.
and
Yep.
yeah,
So people were in line for hours, even though they clicked it maybe seconds after it went live. And then
wow,
the bundles, so the way to get the Radiant Lotus, all of the English bundles so it was all the big bundles that included the English cards, and the English bundles all sold out like within the first hour. But most people were still in line during that hour. So by the time most people were out of the line, all the bundles were already sold out. Except for like the Japanese only bundles. Those are still
yeah,
available for a little bit longer. And then just like another couple of hours later, the everything else sold out. That was related to Final Fantasy. What I was surprised at is that the Game Over Secret Lair, the one with not the
mhm.
weapon one, not the Grimoire one. The Grimoire one is the one with the Cyclonic Rift.
Psychotic Rare.
So the
That
Game
was one of the
Over
last. That
one,
was one of the last ones to go out because it's the one I wanted, and
yeah.
I was trying. Yeah, but I was
So
really
right,
surprised that
so
one
the
took so
one
long.
that everyone thought would be the most popular, the best one, sold out last, and the one that everyone thought was the least popular, least value. What did the Grimoire? Sorry, what did the Game Over one have? Do you remember? It's like Day of Judgment.
Yeah, and it had like a lot of the the villains, I think, from all of them. So I think I'll argue that that is proof, or at least an argument for the fact that the majority of people that were buying this weren't necessarily Magic players, but more Final Fantasy collectors, because the Grimoire had the worst
Art.
uh yeah, worst art and worst like character choices, and like it had the weakest
Here,
ones.
I have them pulled up. Oh, I'm not sharing that. Let me show you guys. Okay, but
Yeah, yeah.
continue.
But yeah, so I mean, what the weapons one was, well, no, game. Yeah, you said game over. I think Game Over had a lot of the popular villains, and I think the weapons one also went out before. Uh, but yeah, so you got Sin, Ultimecia, Kefka, and I don't know I've never played. I think they're the ones like Final Fantasy 15 or 16 or something. I never played those.
What is
That's the
okay? I don't know any of these characters. Sin,
yeah. Sin is
Ultimecia.
10, Ultimecia is 10, 8, Kefka's 6, and
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
Sephiroth. I know
it's
this one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, and arguably, what like everybody is, I think 7, 10, and 6 are like considered to be some of the most like classic popular ones. And then eight's got some popularity, and like 15 and 16 have got popularity. They've all got.
So
They're all
this
mildly
absorbing the
popular.
time is 8, huh?
Yeah, yes, that's 8. That's Squall. That's Squall. The character with his back in
Yeah,
black and white. Yeah, it's Squall. Uh,
yeah. That's
oh
true.
no,
You know
and then
what? The art is pretty good for the Game Over one, and I think you're partially right. I think that is right. I
mhm.
I also think that they don't print them equally.
That's true too. That's a good point.
Like they anticipate which one is going to have higher demand, and they'll allocate more of their resources to printing that one, and in this case it would be the Grimoire one. And so I
That
actually
makes
think
sense.
that they printed more Grimoire one because the demand will be higher. Because if you think also, if you look at other secret layers, like uh the SpongeBob secret layer one, right?
Mhm.
Those lasted forever. It took a long time, multiple days for all the SpongeBob stuff to sell out, and even the Deadpool one. But with the SpongeBob one, it was like called the Super Pencil Drop or whatever. It also, oh no, it was like everyone, my boss is on vacation or something like that. That's what they called that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
And it also had that tragic romance one, right? It had the remember,
mhm.
do you remember? It had
Yeah,
the Twisted Tunes, like the Cuphead art,
yep.
and then it had the Kalia, the tragic romance one. Now that tragic romance one is going for like 150 plus for the foil, um, right? But you can't. I don't imagine that. How could that card like Kalia? It's mostly all Kalia, but how could that card, that layer, be so popular, like more popular than Final Fantasy even, or any of the Marvel secret layers? Like, how
Mhm.
is it worth 150 when any of this? And it's got to be because of the supply. Like, I think the
Yeah,
demand is much higher for Final Fantasy, maybe probably even the SpongeBob one, and maybe and for sure the Marvel ones, but because they print. So I think they. What I'm trying to say is they print them in different quantities. So for the tragic romance one, they might have underestimated the demand on that a little bit, and therefore the price of that layer is very high. And then I think what happened here is potentially that the Game Over one, they might have underestimated the demand for that a little bit, and they
mhm.
went and printed more of the Grimoire one or whatever, and that's why that one sold out last.
That makes sense.
That's my thought,
Yeah, manipulating the market is a strong way to kind of like
and we'll
flex
never
prices.
know.
Yeah.
Just like real stocks, right? A lot of manipulation going on, and us regular folks would never know. Yeah, we need someone. Someone needs to get a job. One of us need to get a job at Wizards of the Coast. Okay, and just feed, certain people some info because it's not illegal. It might be against Wizards of the Coast policy. I'm sure it is,
I
but
mean, you
it's
probably
not.
have to sign a NDA,
NBA.
Yeah,
an
but
NDA.
like, you know,
Yeah.
but it's not like you're not going to jail for it like you could for like the stock market.
Yeah, but you'd probably get sued very heavily.
Yeah, but you can't go to jail for it, you know? That's only if you get caught. But it happens. You know it happens. It certainly does happen. It even happens in the stock market though. So, you know, if jail is not gonna stop people doing those illegal things in the stock market, a lawsuit is not gonna stop people doing that with Wizards of the Coast.
Where
Anyway,
is Wizards of the Coast located again?
it's in Washington State. I don't know
Uh-huh.
where. Somewhere in Washington State. Yeah.
Cool.
Like south of Seattle. I can't remember the name of the city. I wanted to visit when I went up there. I wanted to see if you could get like a tour.
Hey, Jared, do you have a fan on or something? It's
Yes,
a
is it too
very
loud?
hot day. No, it's just it's not loud, but it is messing up your voice, your sound. Like when you
Cool.
talk, your
I'll turn it lower.
voice is kind of vibrating or something.
Cool. Thank you. I turned it on.
Oh, much better now. Okay, all right. So that's what happened. A lot of people are pissed off. They couldn't get it. And let's just take a look really quickly at what the prices for these secret layers are going for right now. All right, so I'm sorting this by high to low. Okay, so it's very confusing, but let's take a look at this one. What is this? So this is the Game Over Rainbow Foil, and it's still pre-sale. Okay, so that's very important to note. It's pre-sale, so you cannot list this unless you have one of those certified hobby shop designations, and that's why there are literally only 6 on the market. So actually, it would be better for us to look at eBay instead of TCG Player right now. So let's say Final Fantasy Secret Lair, because anybody can list on eBay. Okay, but then eBay has an incredible layout where it's so easy to find everything you're looking for. Like, I don't even know. I don't even understand what I'm looking at. Because here's the problem with eBay, right? Okay, look, I see the first one. All right, it says, first of all, whoever listed this just says Final Fantasy Secret Lair complete non-foil set. Okay, so basically, I'm guessing this is all 3 secret layers, non-foil, and they're putting it up for $200 with $8 shipping. Yeah. So if you divide that by 3, you know, you're looking at, I don't know, about $70 each for the non-foils, which retailed for
45?
30.
40? 30? Oh.
30 with tax, 33. Yeah. They're going for about 70. Or this one eBay listing has them for about 70 each. You have to buy all of them. This one is the foil set for $280 with $8 shipping. Game Over for 92. Game Over 84. The weapons 69. So it actually seems like Game Over might be the most expensive one solely because the supply is much lower.
Makes sense.
Because everybody was, you know, many people, obviously not everybody, many people were able to get, oh, love to see this one, right? Look at this. Someone just literally took a picture of their box after they bought and scalped like 500 secret layers. You see this?
Ridiculous. Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah, what, they couldn't just take one of them out, or oh, I guess it's the whole bundle. Jeez, man, the bundle.
Eugene.
Yeah, what's up?
We gotta figure out how to do one of those GIFs where like it pops up on the screen, and it should be. Do you guys remember The Simpsons? The lady that always says, "Think of the children." Why won't
Yeah.
children?
That's Flanders' wife, right?
I'm not sure who it was.
I think is it? Yeah, maybe I think so.
Maud Flanders.
Mod.
Okay.
Well, anyway, it's going for a lot. I think we should just revisit this when it's no longer pre-sale on TCG Player, because let's be honest, eBay's layout is really horrible. Even though eBay owns TCG Player, why haven't they figured it out by now? So we'll revisit this next week on the prices of the secret layers. Let's move on to prices of the Final Fantasy sealed and singles products. I want to get your take on this, guys. Okay, have you guys looked recently at how much these boxes are going for before I open it up and show you?
I have not, but I think did they drop?
Okay, so let's play a quick little game. Take a guess how much you think the collector booster box is going for. MSRP is like five something.
And it was
Not that it
up
matters.
to like 750 to 800, right? It was
Yeah,
up to.
yeah.
But
So
and then
it's released.
and the play boosters also were pre-sailing for almost $200, if not more, right?
And it's released now,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
anybody can list them. All
Yeah,
right.
and it's been
It's been
and
it's
it's
been a
been
weekend.
4 day a
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah, okay.
All right.
I think it's dropped. Oh well, you know what? Well, you go first, Roger.
Well, I was thinking drop, but then I was thinking we're leading up to Vegas, so again, I don't know how many people are like kind of just buying up things. So maybe it went up. Maybe not quite 1,000. Let's
my,
put it at
my
900.
Yeah, and my thought is it might have gone up a little bit too, because even when we left our pre-release, I heard somebody coming in. It was like, oh, can I buy a pack of like I wanted to buy a pack of the Final Fantasy. They're like, oh, this is we don't have any more. Just from the like yeah they couldn't even sell a pack. I think it went up. Not I don't think I'll say the collectors are up to 850, and I'll say the play boosters are at 210.
Okay, Roger.
There you
I'm thinking 900, and I'm thinking 350, maybe even 400.
go.
For the
Whoa.
play boosters.
Yeah,
Yes.
well,
All right.
We'll
Well,
see though. We'll see if supply meets
Jared
demand.
is Jared's actually basically spot on. I'm very close. Roger, you're
it went
you're a little
up.
optimistic there. But okay, I don't. There's no way these play boosters are gonna go for 300. But play boosters sitting at about 191.
Give it time. No.
It'll get reprinted, but sitting at about 191, and collectors at about 835.
Oh, close. I was close with I was a little too low on the or too high on the play boosters.
Yo, Eugene, question. When we played our match last week and Miro had the Sephiroth, did he bring his own boosters and were they play boosters?
You draft for play boosters.
He bought those boosters, and they were play boosters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that Sephiroth is really sweet. So if you could open that
Yeah.
one.
So let's take a look at the singles prices. Okay.
That's
But
what oh yeah. They a lot of I mean it's kind of I felt that I have watched because I do want to buy some, and I mean excluding all the insane special treatments, I haven't been paying attention to those because I get if I get one of those in a pack I get it, otherwise I get the cheapest version unless I have to have a certain art. But for the most part there's been like the very up like powerful cards that have gone up or have at least stayed at the pre-release ish price, and so many of the other things have just crashed though. But I haven't been looking at variants at
as
borderless
customary.
variants.
But I'm actually
Yeah.
surprised. Look at these neon ink chocobos. They've actually gone down quite a bit. So the green one is listed for like 825.
Mm.
So they're all sub $1,000 right now. Pink one, yellow, blue.
Is that the Sephiroth that was open?
Yeah, well this
Roger? Or
one, the 300 something dollar one is the
That's
Surge foil,
Yeah,
which
okay.
is only available in the collector booster. He opened that version, but not the Surge foil version.
Not this one. Yeah.
So the pink one is 945.
But the fact that you can
yellow.
still just open all the different arts, like
Yellow one
with-
is
without
770, and the
like
blue
let's just
one
wait for these.
is
Let's just
blue
wait
one's
for these.
1,000.
Wow.
I was gonna say let's just wait for any of these to like curl, and then like and like these aren't gonna work. Like the non-foils are gonna start to be worth more.
And looks like the black one's going for about what 3,700.
That's crazy, dude. That's so crazy, dude.
I actually
Worth more
think
than a Mox.
I actually think, and I've been saying this for some time, is I actually think the value is gained the Japanese collector booster box because they're only going for 500, and they were going for less like a couple days ago, like 450, and you can get any of these neon ink chocobos in the Japanese box.
And,
They're in English too, huh?
Well, the black
yeah.
one's always Japanese, regardless. But yeah, any of the other ones.
But all the other ones, yeah. So, but I mean, yeah, the most valuable cards in the set are in the set language, no matter which box you got.
Right, correct. And look at so here, This is a search for one. Sephiroth, you can only get this in the collector booster box. Price surprisingly, look, it dipped, it crashed, and it's rising again, which is
Interesting.
really wild. Yeah, but let's see how much this one goes for in Japanese. Look at that. The Japanese one is 370. But if you hit this, you almost made the whole box because the box is like $500.
Interesting.
Okay, so, but yeah, a couple cards that stand out to me. And we're not talking Surge Foil, right? And you can get any of the non-Surge Foil cards. I think, okay, so I think for the, what are those Through the Ages? I think the Through the Ages foils can only come in collector booster. I think. So yeah, but this VV borderless can be found in a regular play booster. And this Buster Sword, which, yeah, the Buster Sword looks really awesome, can be found in a play booster as well. And look at this one,
I'm not
$80.
not as crazy about that Buster Sword art.
Why? It's better than you don't. Do you think the regular Buster Sword is better? The art? It's just the sword.
Kind of.
But this one's got cloud.
That one's too. It's too crazy.
Crazier the better, man.
I don't like the background.
Crazier the better, man. Look at this Ristic Steady. It's going for like $90.
A person sitting next to me at the pre-release opened that.
The non-foil.
That's not non-foil. Yeah, non-foil. It looks great in person.
Wait, it's just a screenshot.
Yeah, but it looks good. Like the card looks great in person still, but nonetheless, I still argue like on 90% of the Through the Ages cards, it's like why on earth did they pick that picture to go with that card? Because it has nothing to do with Mystic Steady.
Right. But no, because it's called Stay With Me.
Yes, but why they could have picked a card that had something to do with that. I don't know, like a protection card or something like that. It could have been like it could have been Teferi's Protection. Stay with me.
But hey, check out how much this is in foil. It's $500.
Wow.
You can see because this is Through the Ages, and you can only get the foil ones in the collector box. So actually, if you think about it, yeah, it's a huge gamble. Don't open collector booster boxes, but you could hit this or any of the Through the Ages card. This is probably the most expensive or one of the most expensive. You could hit that Surge Foil Sephiroth, which is 400 something. You could hit any of the Neon Ink Chocobos, which are like basically $1,000 each, and the black one is 3,000. And you could even get the serialized one, which I think is going for 200,000.
What? Wait, what? $200,000?
I'm looking it up. Traveling Chocobo serialized.
Oh, the serialized. Okay.
Oh, okay. So there's one that. Okay, they're going for 65 to 70,000.
Wow.
By the way, Jared, don't forget if you get one, I'm paying you $11,000 for it.
Oh, I said I'd do that.
Yeah, it's recorded. It's on one of our episodes. So
I'm still more than happy to sell it to you for that much.
all right. So anyway, looks like the 41 out of 77 has been opened. This person blocked the number, which means it's obviously not number 1,769 or 77, because if it were, you got to show it because it's gonna make the value shoot up. Yeah. I think that 77 out of 77, it's got to go for like something ridiculous.
You know what's crazy is like you open one of those.
How do you even sell it, right? How do you sell it?
Yeah, like, or I mean, like even hypothetically, like I mean, like in my head, the first thing I think of is go to I try to sell it to a shop and try to get something close to that because it would just be safer to do and let them deal with selling it to an individual person.
But they know that they're gonna pay you. Like
I know. But still, if I don't have to deal with like losing it in the mail or some weird thing or meeting somebody in a parking lot with a $70,000 card, But my point is, even in that scenario where I go to some sort of big card shop to sell it, do they really have or want to spend 70 grand on a card at that moment? Like I don't think can all the shops even do that? Like that's a lot of money, right? Yeah.
You probably can't. You probably have to find certain ones that are willing to do it or certain collectors. But you'll be able to sell it.
Yeah, but for 70 grand, I don't know.
I think yeah, I'm not surprised that it's going for
Yeah,
$70,000.
I agree. I'm just wondering, in realistically, who's buying it and how are they buying it?
So anyway, a bunch of other cards actually still staying in the $50 range. We have the regular looking VV, the extended art one.
I'm sorry. I'm
Um,
sorry. Could maybe you could order like armored transport.
how much? Yeah. Hey, the
Yeah, I
Terra.
mean,
You wanted Terra, right, Jen?
if you had to yeah, if you had to pay $1,000 for armored transport of the card, it's still worth it if you really get 70
True. The
grand.
Terra's going for 50. This Amano art.
No, yeah, but the normal one's like worth $8.
But you know what? You know what's really interesting is like a lot of these very sought after cards. The prices actually kind of are going back up a little bit. Now
That's
maybe it's
interesting.
just a temporary thing. It might be coming back down again soon. But people online were speculating that like because this is like Pokemon status, this set. Have you guys
Mhm.
seen on Reddit? If you've been on any of the Magic Reddits, so many new players have come to
Mhm.
Magic
For
just
sure.
because of this
That
set.
I haven't been on, but at the pre-release, so many new players. In a
Hmm.
50-person pre-release, I heard so many people, multiple people saying, "Never played Magic before, but I had to play this one." Or we saw multiple like kids playing who might have got into it because they played Final Fantasy.
Yep.
Or
Or
yeah,
even
yeah, and
returning players, people who haven't played Magic for like a decade.
yep, yep, for sure. Definitely a lot of people. It got a lot of people to come out for sure. But then again, that also means that a lot of people are opening these packs and playing with the cards and opening them. So I mean, I guess that maybe that's an argument for the special treatments to maybe go up, or maybe it's just a matter of time before so many of them get open that
Yeah.
this price crashes.
I think if it can come from a play booster, most of them will go down.
Hmm.
Um, I don't like we don't know really exactly what the pull rates are for this version, like this version, the mono art or whatever.
Hmm.
And it's possible that it's kind of really hard, and it'll still go down, but maybe not as much because of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll go down. But the versions that only available in the collector boosters, I can see them going up. And because you also have to remember, like, so yeah, it's a lot of people's first time. Like most of them will not stay playing the game,
That's true.
but they will collect. They might. Some of them will collect,
Hmm.
right? And so,
Yeah.
and people generally, not too many people do that in Magic, but like this is a thing in Pokemon, is that they do these things called like master collections
Oh
or
yeah, I
whatever they're
heard about
called,
that. Yeah, you just try to get every card in a set, right?
and every like version of it or something like that.
I see. I see.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so there are people that are trying to do this. This is like a thing in like the card collecting, right? It's kind of like I don't know, like sports cards, right? Like this is
Yeah,
really
it sounds more like
popular.
sports card.
Yeah, this is really popular in Pokemon too. Like your favorite Pokemon is Charizard, so you
Mhm.
buy or you collect every single Charizard because there's 70,000 different versions, right? The Pokemon, there's like a finite number of Pokemon, right? Whereas like Magic, you can have unlimited new characters or whatever. So they'll just keep reprinting the same Pokemon in different like versions. Just imagine like there's only like 100 legendary creatures in Magic. So they'll just
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
reprinting different versions of that legendary. So it's like Charizard, and they'll do that, and then and here it's just people will be collecting clouds or collect all the Final Fantasy 7 cards or whatever. Just a lot of collecting going on.
Yeah.
And that makes the price of the more sought after cards go up, because if everyone's trying to collect it, and then there's you're gonna have the people who want it for their decks. They want that specific art for their decks. So I think, but this is what Mark Rosewater wanted, right? He wanted, he was okay with like variants of cards being
Oh,
very expensive as long
you mean
as one
you
is
mean
like
Richard?
accessible.
You
Who?
mean
What did I
Richard
just call
Garfield,
him?
right? Mark Rosewater, who's that's he's the head designer.
You're
He's
right.
head designer at
Not
Wizards right
Mark
now. But
Rosewater. I
yeah,
have no idea
right.
anything. Yeah.
Richard Garfield. Yeah,
Richard Garfield. Thank you. Yeah. So that's what Richard Garfield wanted, right? Like
yeah,
he's
yeah,
totally
yeah.
okay with the as long as it's accessible and cheap. There can be like a very expensive version, and I
Yeah.
think that's what's happening. I mean, that's what
For
Magic's
sure.
kind of been like for a while,
Yeah, for sure.
right? Just like this
I
Terra, right? You can get the regular one for like $8 or $5, or if you
and
want the special
honestly,
one.
like, and I think that it's only a matter of time, even with the regular version, before she goes down. Because I mean, her or even the mono white cloud that was over there
Yeah.
too. Just from a game, they're neither one's gonna see much standard play or even modern play. They're total commander cards, and like if you build a commander deck around them, it's just because you like the character. They're not the best commander choices. She's her flip side is pretty powerful, but pulling it off reliably in a real commander game is really hard.
Yeah.
It's super slow, and with cloud's better, but it's mono white, and you can build there's so many. He's an equipment commander, and there's so many powerful red and white equipment commanders, or even the cloud that comes in the
Like the commander
precon.
deck, which is
Yeah, and that's a
Naya.
three. Yeah, I mean Naya. Like, why not get the three colors and still get to play cloud,
Right.
basically, right? Or you could put that cloud in that
Yeah.
deck. So I just think, well, at least if they're special treatments, that's a different story. But they're a standard card. I think they have no place to go but down, because I really don't know why, except for the fact
Except
that
for
she's
Vivi.
one of the. Vivi's different. Vivi has so much application in so many, and he's a good card, and he's gonna get played in so many formats across, and for a while. Her no. She's only a slightly expensive card because she's a mythic rare, and because she's one of the main characters from Final Fantasy VI.
And the Amano art. And so
Yeah.
like the full version.
Well, I'm talking. I'm sorry. I'm still just talking about the
The
standard
regular,
one.
yeah.
With any of this stuff, that's any of the variants, that's a totally different story. But I'm just talking about the price of the non variants. So just the standard ones.
All right, so with that standard, by the way, the foil version of the Mono Terra is going from 165, 170. Okay, let's take a look at how have the Final Fantasy cards shaken up the standard meta, if at all. So we recently had this.
Has there already been enough of a?
There has not. So the data is still, people are still working through it. People are still trying to brew new decks and things like that. But there was this tournament, 92 players. Is it explosive experiment? No, let's look at this tournament. This is the MTG Online Standard RC. I think that stands for Regional Championship Super Qualifier. It had 243 players, and it took place on, what date was this? What day was this?
I can't see.
Looks like 6:15.
Yeah, 6:15. That was yesterday. So, thanks, Roger. Where do you see that?
Yep, it's right next to tournament. So
there it is.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't see that either.
So, taken down by Is It Prowess. Let's take a look. How are the Is It decks using any of the new Final Fantasy cards? Of course. What do you know?
Vivi
has a 3 of.
Yeah. Draycatcher!
Corey
Draycatcher's still in the mix.
Draycatcher. Draycatcher's gone up. It's like $1 something now. Let me see.
Man, that card. Man, I'm so proud of that card.
Yes, for everyone watching, Jared called Draycatcher months ago. I think like
she's still not worth anything.
It's 45 cents.
She's so good.
But look, in the last 3 months,
she can take over a game, man.
In the last 3 months, Draycatcher has gone up 37%. Wow. In the last 1 month, 6%. Yep. So it's still up. It's rising, and who knows?
If anything, I'll be proud if she's played in so much standard and it is like it's just worth nothing the whole time. I'll be even happy about that too.
So you got the Corey Steel Cutter, Into the Flood Maw, which is, oh my goodness, is that a $6 uncommon?
Are you serious?
I mean,
I did start playing. I ended up buying a couple because it was pretty good in Commander even.
That's a damage. No, it's like a $3-4. It's like $3 or $4. Still nothing compared to stock up. That is the ultimate.
But it's uncommon or common?
Uncommon.
Oh, okay. Jeez, that's still crazy.
Monstrous Rage. This town ain't big enough. Torch the Tower. Opt. 4 stock ups. 4 sleight of hands. 4 Storm Chaser's talents. So there you have it. VV, the only Final Fantasy card.
Any interesting land? What's the Spire Bluff
This
Canal?
is just the one that comes into
okay.
And then you have
what about
the Verge?
Okay. Gotcha. The Verge, $14.
No. This price is
okay.
inflated. It's what River.
Hey, wait, what about the sideboard?
River Pirate Verge is going for like $4. Hold on, let me
Oh,
see.
okay.
Yeah, it's like $4 or $5. Well, no, actually, it's just one going for $4 or $5. Then the one right after that is going for with shipping
70.
$9 with shipping. So actually,
Wow.
this is if someone needs it, you should buy that one.
That's a price. That's a price.
Okay, sideboard. We got a Braid, Spell Pierce.
I got news for you. Eugene will have bought it by the end of this video. But go on. Okay.
Nah.
I'm
I
just
don't buy
kidding.
singles anymore. I don't buy singles. I'm over it. Nothing,
Is
nothing, nothing.
Ral.
is this list a little messed up because doesn't suplex do the same thing as a braid
Yeah,
but
but it's a
better?
sorcery,
It's
so
a
it's a
sorcery
Braid's
versus
better.
instant.
Ah,
Yeah, a Braid's better.
Uh,
yeah, braid's better.
um,
All right, let's take a look
I
at the
mean,
second place deck.
I guess if there ends up being any real, because isn't I was just gonna say if there ends up being any artifacts that have indestructibility or like can keep coming back, then maybe suplex will
Sure.
start to
But
take
there-
over a little bit, right? Right now,
But yeah, not right
go
now.
on. Sorry,
Okay,
go ahead.
I still doubt it, but it's just because
The
instant is just
instant is yeah.
infinitely better
Mhm.
than sorcery. All right, so
Mhm.
we got this is Zoria's Control, second place, Beza, Meringue, River Agent. The card's really strong.
Mhm.
One Overlord of the Mistmores. We have 4 Get Lost. Look at this, three steps ahead from Outlaws, the counter spell.
Oh, I see one. I see one.
Ultima. There we go.
Ultima.
So this has replaced Day of Judgment.
I see. Or even Sunfall. Oh no, Sunfall's still standard, no?
It is, yeah, but it's just yeah. You know what? Sunfall's 5 to cast. But so
Yeah,
why?
and
Tell me why is
but
this better?
artifacts get through out a story of Corey Stillcutter. That's why.
Okay. What about ending the
Oh,
turn? Like, what relevance does that have?
End the turn if you have a card that does this have any cards that go away at the end of turn?
What do you mean?
Any cards that say at the end of this turn, say let's say the mobilize effect where you lose the creature at the end of turn, sack them.
Oh, does this deck?
Yeah, because that would it surpasses that for a turn.
No, I don't think so.
Interesting. And actually, I think it would one
2
bad thing it would
Elspeths.
do. One bad thing it would do is if you're playing the Overlord of the Mistmores,
It would not
when
trigger. It wouldn't
you
remove.
yeah you wouldn't you wouldn't lose an impending counter for the turn that you cast Ultima.
Well, you know, it's
Yeah.
they're running only one Overlord.
Yeah. So,
So
but is
Ultima,
there
huh?
anything? Are they playing around with that in the sideboard at all? Let's
High
see anything
Noon,
and like
Flanker,
yeah.
Tidebinder, Fairy Mastermind, change the equation Overlord, Stone Brain. Nope.
Nope. Interesting. Maybe just nothing worthwhile.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay, and then you got 2 Elspeth Stormslayer, which this card is busted.
Oh, you know what? I guess the thing about Ultima 2 is you that wouldn't really matter about the mobilize because you'd kill the creatures, so they wouldn't stick around anymore.
Yeah.
But there's got to be something fun you could do with that.
Someone tell
Maybe
us. Someone in the comments tell us why Ultima. Is it just because it destroys artifacts?
maybe in
think
the
so.
mirror it stops Fairy Mastermind coming in flash at end of turn because they would have to do it as the creatures are getting destroyed. Otherwise, there is no like end.
Oh, okay. So you
That's
can't do. So if you
yeah.
cast Ultima, you can't do anything at the end of turn. Is that how it
'Cause
works?
It might be it's kind of like a split second kind of thing right after the effect happens, I guess.
Well, if that's the case, that's actually really good then. Because if you're playing in, let's say, the mirror, or
Uh-huh.
right. So if you cast this, it doesn't even have to be the mirror, like any deck, right? So then, because normally people like to, okay, I'll end a turn, flash my creature in, or end a turn, I'll draw some cards, or end a turn, I'll burn your face, or whatever. So if you do this, and if they can't do anything at the end of the turn, that's actually pretty useful.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, very
But
interesting.
you also don't get a second main phase if you did your first main phase, so you got to play it appropriately.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else we got here. We got just another blue red deck. We'll just look at a couple more. Anything new? Omniscience. So this is different than the other blue white Azorius Control. This is the Omniscience version. And
That was a big thing.
are they running any Final Fantasy cards? No, they are not. So this is like the same deck that's always been around. I hate that deck, by the way. So annoying. Okay, mono red aggro. It's exactly the same. I don't think there's anything new in this one either. Yeah,
Heart.
this is that
Who's
mouse.
heart? Who's Heartfire? Oh,
This is
never
that
mind.
mouse. The
It's the mouse.
mouse.
The mouse. That's the mouse.
Yeah,
Cars.
it's the
They
mouse.
even
Okay,
have
what's,
I
let's
know
see
that
how
one.
the Demir decks has changed, if at all. Oh, dude, you know the Demir decks are running
Cecil.
Demir decks are running this now. This card is really good against Corey Steelcutter because you just make because one target artifact, creature, or planeswalker loses all abilities. So you make Corey Steelcutter lose all abilities, and it can't trigger and make another thing. So I actually really
Wow.
like this. CISO, yes, CISO. What do you guys think about this card? Like in standard, huh?
I can see it. I see it. It's interesting.
Yeah, it deals damage.
Yeah, it's a
I
strong, it's a
wonder.
good card. But
I wonder if they could. I wonder if it might see some interesting like modern play because didn't they like to play what's it called, like Death Shadow or something, or any of the cards that are like 1 or 2 to cast, but they're like 13/13s, but they get minus X equal to your life total. So he can like wear down your life total really fast and flip and give you a giant creature, but then give you a way out too when he
interesting.
flips over. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
an
I haven't
interesting
really been
card.
keeping up with modern. I did take a quick look at modern, and everything kind of looks the same to me in modern.
Mm.
But what do I know? I don't know anything about modern.
And is Ugin a big powerhouse in modern at the moment? Roger.
I don't know actually. I
Okay.
have to.
All right. Well, there's not much left. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at modern really quick for
Only reason I bring that up too is
funsies.
that merfolk that was up there, I forgot his name from Ixalan, that counters an ability or a triggered ability, and then the card loses all text as long as the merfolk's on the board.
Well, they
uh,
got Vivi in modern. Not a
uh,
surprise.
mm-hmm.
They're
Did they
using
not?
Ragavan,
Yeah.
which is in the Final Fantasy set
Oh, and I was
through the
so
ages.
curious. I've wondered why Tamio is worth so much, and I didn't know that she was part of like modern deck list. That's interesting.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so they're basically just playing the blue red, blue red VV steel cutter, Corey steel cutter deck in modern.
Interesting. Mox Opals.
4 Mox Elbows to $200 card. This Lord
Mm-hmm.
of the Rings card, Flame of Anor.
Yeah, you're playing a lot of wizards. Interesting.
Let's see what else. Well, that's the 4 color. That's that. I mean, the first place was this Domain Aggro. I don't know any of these cards. I'm not. I don't play modern. So domain. It's your domain deck.
Yeah.
So you got domain deck. You got Boros Energy deck, which I think had always been kind of a thing, right?
Ever since the latest Modern
Ocelot,
Horizons.
Ocelot Pride.
Is that card still worth a good amount right now? What was it? Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean it
Yep.
says
Yep.
50 here, but it's less than whatever they say here.
Yeah, it's also maybe probably too soon still. Like we're gonna see more of this stuff.
Oh,
like
for
roll
sure.
out.
I'm waiting to see like some type of equipment deck become.
I want to see that too.
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
Hey, they
There was
got
a lot of great equipment cards. I had an equipment deck that was Eugene still beat me in the pre-release, but the because he had because big green
big
creatures are
green,
just are annoying.
big green
But
butts.
man, that the synergy that my deck had and the main thing I ended up losing to was a mirror. The other guy that got a bunch of equipment stuff, but the equipment deck can be powerful. That's all I'll say. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that surprised me too, man. They
Yeah.
are
Have you
they were
drafted Final Fantasy? It's so fun.
It's a pretty fun
You
experience.
got
I liked it.
have you done yeah, but that was pre-release. Have you done a draft yet?
Oh no, just a breeze.
Ah man, you gotta do a draft. It's fun.
Oh, a draft. Oh, a draft. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yes,
I
so
gotta go.
that's going on. Are you heading out?
Yep.
Yep.
Peace out.
Yep. We're gonna I
Yeah.
think that's a good time to end it right here. So anyway, thanks guys for tuning in. Check back next week where we will talk about random stuff again.
Sounds good.
Later.
See ya later.